Hi, friends. Today's read aloud is going to be the Three Javelinas. The story is written by Susan Lowell, and you guys know that the person who writes the words is called the author. The illustrator is Jim Harris, and that's the person who drew the pictures. Let's go ahead and read this story again. Did anybody remember what a javelina is? Good, it's like a pig. Let's go ahead and get started. Once upon a time, way out in the desert, there were three little javelinas. Javelinas are wild, hairy southwestern cousins of pigs. Their heads were hairy, their backs were hairy, and their bony legs, all the way down to their little hooves, were very hairy. But their snouts were soft and pink. One day, the three javelinas trotted away to seek their fortunes. In this hot, dry land, the sky was almost always blue. Steep purple mountains looked down on the desert where the cactus forest grew. Soon, the little javelinas came to a spot where the path divided and each one went a different way. Hmm. Can anyone tell me another book that we read where they were that's similar to this one? It's almost the same. You're right, the three little pigs. Hmm. We have three javelinas. We have two boys and a girl javelina. Good. Let's keep going. The first little javelina wandered lazily along. He didn't see a dust storm whirling across the desert until it caught him. The whirlwind blew away and left the first little javelina sitting in a heap of tumbleweeds. Brushing himself off, he said, "I'll build a house out of them." And in no time at all, he did. Do you think it's smart to build a house out of tumbleweed? No, it's not strong. It's almost like straw in the three little pigs. Then along came a big bad wolf. No, it's a coyote. He ran through the desert so quickly and so quietly that he was almost invisible. What does invisible mean? Yeah, that means you can't see it. In fact, this was the only one of Coyote's many magical tricks. He laughed when he saw the tumbleweed house and smelled the javelina inside. Mmm, a tender, juicy piggy, he thought. Coyote was tired of eating mice and rabbits. You're right. The coyote did want dinner. He called out sweetly, little pig, let me come in." "Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin," shouted the first javelina, who had a lot of hair on his chinny chin chin. "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in," said the coyote. This is just like the three little pigs, remember? And he huffed and he puffed and he blew the little tumbleweed house away. But in all the hullabaloo, the first little javelina escaped, and he went looking for his brother and sister. Coyote, who was very sneaky, tiptoed along behind. He's following him. The second javelina walked for miles amongst the giant's cactus called saguaros. They held their ripe red fruit high in the sky, but they made almost no shade, and the little javelina grew hot. Whew. Then he came upon a Native American woman who was gathering sticks from inside a dried up cactus. She planned to use these long sticks called saguaros ribs to knock down the sweet cactus fruit. The second little javelina said, "Please, may I have some sticks to build a house?" "How?" she said, which means yes in the language of the desert people. When he was finished building his house, he lay down in the shade. Then his brother arrived, panting from the heat. And the second javelina moved over and made a place for him. That's so nice for him to share with his brother. So this javelina made his house out of cactus sticks. Who do you think is coming next? Is it going to be the coyote or is it going to be the sister? Do you guys remember? You're right. Pretty soon, Coyote found the swallow's rib house. He used his magic to make his voice sound like another javelina. Little pig, let me come in, he called. But the little javelinas were suspicious. Yeah, that means he didn't really believe him. The second one cried, no, not by the hair of my. Good job. Bah, said Coyote. I'm going to eat your hair. Then Coyote smiled, showing off all his sharp teeth. I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in. So he huffed and he puffed and all the swallow ribs came tumbling down. But then the two javelinas escaped into the desert. Still not discouraged, Coyote followed. Sometimes his magic did fail, but when he usually came up with another trick. Where do you think that they're going, friends? Yeah, they're going to their sister's house. Let's see. The third little javelina trotted through the beautiful Palo Verde trees with green trunks and yellow flowers. She saw a snake sliding by, smooth as oil. A hawk floated around and around above her head. Then she came to a place where a man was making adobe bricks from mud and straw. See, those are the adobe bricks. Just like the last little pig. The bricks lay on the ground, baking in the hot sun. The third little javelina thought for a moment. May I please have a few adobe bricks to build my house? Sí, answered the man, which means yes in Spanish, the brick maker's language. Do you think her house is going to be really strong if it's made out of adobe bricks? Let's see. So the third javelina built herself a little solid adobe house, cool in the summer and warm in the winter. When her brothers found her, she welcomed them in and locked the door behind them. Coyote followed their trail. So that's her adobe house. That's her letting them in. Did the other pigs have locks on their houses? No, they didn't. Little pig, let me come in, he called. The three little javelinas looked out the window. This time, Coyote pretended to be very old and weak with no teeth and a sore paw. But they were not fooled. Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin, called back the third little javelina. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in, said the coyote. He grinned, thinking of the wild pig dinner that he was going to eat. Just try it, shouted the third little javelina. So Coyote huffed and puffed, and the adobe bricks did not budge. Again, Coyote tried. I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in. The three javelinas covered their hairy ears, but nothing happened. The javelinas peeked out the window. Look at that coyote pretending to be old and sick. The tip of the coyote's raggedy tail whisked right past their noses. He was climbing upon the tin roof. Next, Coyote used his magic to make himself very skinny. The stovepipe, gasped the third little javelina. Quickly, she lighted the fire inside on the wood stove. Look at the coyote trying to go down the chimney or the stovepipe. What a feast it will be, Coyote said to himself. He squeezed into the stovepipe. I think I'll eat them with red hot chili sauce. What do you think is going to happen next? Yeah, I think just like the three little pigs, he's going to be hot. Let's see. Uh-oh. Whoosh. Then the three little javelinas heard an amazing noise. It was not a bark. It was not a cackle. It was not a howl. It was not a scream. It was all those sounds together. Away ran a puff of smoke shaped like the coyote. They're looking at him out the window. And look at that coyote smoke. The three javelinas lived happily ever after in the adobe house. And if you ever hear Coyote's voice way out in the desert at night, well, you know what he is remembering. The three javelinas. That is the end of our story, friends. I'm so glad that you were able to join me today for our story. I also want to say a special hi to Madison, who's also listening to this story. I'll see you friends later. Bye.